Good evening. How are all of you doing today? It's been an interesting turn of events these last few years. All sorts of chaos running around. I'm currently a high school student at Red Oak High School, and as an observer of this generation, the reason I'm here today is to discuss the effects of the internet on modern relationships, whether good or bad. Now, when I say relationships, it can be personal, professional, or romantic. As someone who has grown up and witnessed all of this firsthand and how the internet has changed the way relationships have progressed, it's made me research more about this topic. And now I believe that because of the introduction of the internet, there have been many ups and downs for all sorts of spectrums of people. As I started diving into this topic, I found that the internet has expanded the already present variables you might find in irregular relationships. One of the first things you think of when thinking about an internet relationship is online dating. It is ever present with controversy, but it makes you wonder what percentage of relationships online actually fail. You hear it on the news, on the internet, all what went wrong. But according to Relationships Australia, only about 1/5 of men and women on the internet report that social media had a negative effect on their relationship. Many reasons were reported: a lack of privacy, miscommunication, insecurity, and infidelity. It seems like the internet's brought a bucket of trouble that these people were not prepared to carry. Especially reported by newer generations, the advent of social media has caused the rise of quote unquote hollow relationships. It seems that the fast paced nature of the internet can trigger interchangeable relationships without any depth or ties with each other. Online friendships can consist of sending messages between each other, and that can sometimes be it for people. Without contact between each other, it seems like you're not friends at all on the internet. The situation was described by a fellow presenter, Mayu Rakashi Goso. However, the internet is not some drab place that destroys relationships. These quirks were always present in human relationships. Some people say that relationships are like a village, and if that is true, the internet has only connected the different people's villages like a road. The internet can allow for connections between people and family that would be significantly different or otherwise impossible without it. A wife wouldn't be able to contact her husband at work, a child wouldn't be able to communicate with their overseas friend, a manager would only be able to contact their employees less efficiently. These day to day interactions would be so much harder without the internet. The diversity of relationships are still expanding to this day. The internet has brought so much for us in relationships that it's hard to see how much it's truly changed that we don't notice. The internet as a whole has a profound effect as relationships that we are still experiencing and recording to this day. It is truly one of the greatest inventions of history to change the way we communicate from words and the written word to a whole spectrum, quite literally. I would like to thank you for coming today and listening to my presentation. This has been my TED Talk.